Welcome to Hank's Place. Did you know that there's a lot more to John chapter 3 than only verse 16? True, verse 16 is absolutely awesome. It's the gospel in a verse. But did you know that it's sandwiched between verses that are also awesome? In John 3, Jesus is speaking with the Pharisee, Nicodemus. And in the course of the conversation, Jesus admonishes him, saying, if you stumble over my words when I tell you earthly things, what will you do? What will be the outcome when I share with you heavenly truths? And then Jesus unloads spiritual blockbusters upon Nicodemus. For example, in verses 14 and 15, Jesus says that there was a time when Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, and in the same way, the Son of Man must be lifted up. You see, in that time, the Israelites were being grumblers, stumblers, rebellious, hard-hearted people. A lot like people today. And serpents were biting and killing them. However, if a bitten Israelite would gaze upon the serpent that Moses had lifted up and placed upon a staff there in the wilderness, he would not die, but he would be healed. The issue, you see, was sin. Could that Israelite see his sin upon the cross in the wilderness in the form of that serpent? If he did, he was healed. Oh my! Today, if we can see Jesus bearing our sin upon Calvary's cross, we too will be healed from the effects of that sin and enter eternal life. The truth is stated in verses 15 and repeated in 16, for it is super important. More of the sandwich. We go on to verse 17, where Jesus tells Nicodemus that God has sent his Son into the world not to judge the world, but that the world would be saved through him. If we believe in Jesus, we are not judged. The truth continues, however, as Jesus speaks and says, he who does not believe in him has been judged already. For the light has come into the world, yet men love the darkness rather than the light, for their deeds were evil. God is not their judge. They have judged themselves, choosing the darkness and the evil over the light that is in the world. So you might say God doesn't send people to hell, but they judge themselves and therefore send themselves to a destination created not for humans, but for the devil and his angelic followers. Oh, my friend, help others to see Jesus bearing their sin to Calvary, that they may not die, but come alive.